It's an everyday thing. It's an everyday thing. It's an everyday thing when you let your nuts hang.
Why did I get married? Part 1. Let me just state that I'm not trying to bully nobody. I'm not trying to defame anybody's character. I'm not trying to do any of that. I'm literally just telling y'all my experience of what happened to me. That's all. We not doing no bullying. We not going to nobody's page. Cyberbullying. We not doxing. We not doing none of that. I'm being dead serious. Y'all, my ex-boyfriend's homegirls are literally on Instagram arguing with me because I broke up with him. And also that I told them that I was uncomfortable with their relationship. Okay, anyways, let me tell y'all what happened. I'm going to tell y'all from literally 9th grade when we started dating to now I'm in 12th grade. I'm going to tell y'all everything me and that boy went through.
Kid drama.
And then you tell me if I'm wrong. You tell me if I'm wrong. You
Some high
please
school
be
stuff.
completely honest. Be completely honest.
Let's get
I'm
into
going to take
it.
up for my part. I promise. So cool. I met him in 9th grade. I moved to that school a month after they already started. So they started school August 4th. I got to that school September 9th. When I first got to that school, I saw the boy. We're going to name him Joseph, okay? Let me tell y'all the names right now. Joseph, that's my ex-boyfriend.
Okay.
We're going to name the girl
Joseph.
best. He got 2 girl best friends. We're going to name the girl best friends Coke and Chipotle. We're going to name this other girl Kay. We're going to name this other girl Lana. We're going to name the other girl Lana, okay? So
And she still go to school with these girls.
So when I got to that school, I wasn't interested in Joseph because he was kind of like losing weight and I like skinny boys. So he wasn't really on my radar. But as time went on, I found out that he was funny. Like, he started to grow on me type stuff, right? So then I started to kind of like, okay, look at him in that way, feel me? So him and Kay had some unspoken something going on. They like each other or whatever, but mind y'all, we're all a friend group. We all have 5th period together. So, you know, I didn't know that they had that going on though. That it was unspoken. Like, it was crazy. Mind y'all, the seating arrangement is messy. He's right here, I'm in the middle, Kay right here. Literally, he messing with both of us. So cool. So, you know, as time goes on, you know, we get to know each other, whatever. As soon as we get home from school, we're on the phone. We go to sleep together. Like, it's that every day, right? So he asked me to be his girlfriend. I'm gonna tell you some of the things that I went through with Kay and the best friend. So one random day in class, we was in 9th grade, in the middle of algebra. Me and him just started dating. His girl best friend, Chipotle, she was like, Maddie, kiss him. And I was like, what? We doing y equals mx plus b? Like, what are you talking about? And she was like, oh, I'll do it. And y'all, she leaned up in her seat and kissed Joseph on his cheek. She's supposed to be the best friend, but because she like girls, like, whatever they do should be like, you know, it don't matter because she like girls or she got a girlfriend. Cool. So mind you, she know that she supposed to be my friend too. She know we together. She kissed him on the cheek. So another time, from 5th period to 7th period, we go from 5th to 7th. We skip different classes. So we have 5th, me and Joseph have 5th together. We have 7th together. We should be walking from 5th to 7th together. We should be walking in the same direction. But I'm walking from 5th to 7th. He's walking in the opposite direction with Kay. Mind y'all, we're on the phone every day, every night. You know, I'm thinking we getting somewhere. You walking this girl to class. So, but when I wasn't tripping though. Like, I was hurt, but I wanted to play it off. So when we got to class, I was like, oh, you walked to the class? Like, act like I'm his homegirl. Like, oh, I'm happy for him or whatever. And he was like, oh yeah. Like, I wanted to let him know that I saw it. So I was like, oh, okay. So that day I went home and Mama did my hair. Like, she pressed my hair out. I had a new outfit. And Mama was like, go to school the next day. Don't say nothing to that boy. But don't be mean. But don't be in his face either. If he talk back, you know. But don't be, you know, don't be doing too much.
That was some good advice.
I was like, all right, type stuff. So
Mama knows what she's talking about.
So then, how about this one random day, he has a pink bonnet on, and I find out that the bonnet that he's wearing is Kay's bonnet. I'm the girlfriend. This is Kay's bonnet on his head. The girl he used to talk to or used to like before me. it's just about respect, and he be acting like he's oblivious to what's going on, like why I be upset, like, oh, she's just so crazy, like, yeah. So boom, I let that slide though. We was together for 11 months. We broke up because I had went on mute, and he didn't want me to be on mute, and I was like, okay, well, if I can't go on mute, then we're just not gonna be on the phone. And he was like, okay, whatever, float your boat. And then I went to church. I went to downtown Atlanta after church. You know, I was trying to move on from the argument. And I was in this diner, and the lights were so pretty. I actually have some TikToks on my page of me at that diner, and you could see the lights are pretty. And I felt inspirational, so I put on my notes, I said, don't worry about a thing but a star. Don't you worry about a thing. I'm trying to be inspirational. He thinks I'm trying to like be like sub him on the internet. So he takes it upon himself to go on his notes, and he's gonna put on his notes, oh, I'm not worried about nothing, with laughing emojis. That's sassy. You a girl. You a girl. What is your bra size? You feel me? Like, I wasn't even talking to you. So my solution was, okay, you think everything I post is about you? I'm gonna block you from Instagram. So now you can't see what I post and think it's about you. Now we have no argument. So I blocked him on Instagram. After that, it was no, he wasn't trying to make it right. Mind y'all, his number was still unblocked. We argued. It was that I sent a note, he sent a note, I blocked him, that was it. It was nothing after that. He didn't try to make it right, like, oh, I'm sorry, I don't want you to go to sleep mad, none of that. He was being a girl about it, like, yes. So we ended up not talking. After a week of us not talking, I was single after that. Like, we're not talking for a week, you're not trying to do nothing, like, I'm single, I'm not chasing no man, but I ended up chasing him anyways, but it don't matter. So yeah, after a week of us not talking, I stopped claiming him. So we ended up not talking. We stopped talking for literally 2 months, but he blamed it on me. Like, I stopped talking to him for 2 months. So, okay, cool. So after those 2 months was up, I kind of like started to miss him. So I went on my Instagram and I unblocked him. I put on my close friends, and I put a cute little video, and I said, come home, the kids miss you. He followed me back, and he put me in his close friends and was like, oh, I still love you, but I'm not ready for a relationship. Y'all, we were just together for 11 months. What do you mean you're not ready for a relationship? Boy, I'm not dumb. You talking to somebody, just say that. You know, like, it's the lying for me. You know, it's the lying. It's the lying. So, okay, cool. We was cool, but he wasn't, you know, trying to do that, whatever. We was still on the phone all the time, again, day and night, wearing our matching pajamas, because like I said, we've been together for a month. We've been together for 11 months. So we had matching pajamas. We wearing the matching pajamas together. I'm screenshotting all of this. 10-hour FaceTime calls, I'm screenshotting, because I knew I was going to have to use it. The Lord was using me, and I didn't even know. So I'm trying to figure out, like, who was he talking to? It didn't even take me long, y'all. Like, literally, I went to school, and I was fresh off the bus, walking the building. Him and Kay are standing at the vending machine by themselves. Friend group that we usually be with, radio silent, missing. Mind y'all, this is in 10th grade. Now, in 9th grade, we all went to the same school. But in 9th grade, they signed up for this school called, where, like, basically it's like dual enrollment. So they go to our school for first period, and the rest of the day, they at this other school building. Everybody in the friend group went to that school without me. Nobody let me know, oh, Madeline, we putting our application in to go to this school. Nobody let me know nothing. So I missed the application date, and I couldn't join that school. So he was at that school, Lana was at that school, Chipotle was at that school, Coke was at that school. Everybody left. Me, I had to literally find new friends, and I don't know what he over there doing with Kay. So cool. So yeah, Kay, they got whatever they got going on. I find out that Kay is the one that he was talking to. So, okay, cool. The reason why I was upset about that is because Kay was acting like she was my friend. Even though we wasn't close in the friend group, she would obviously talk to me. Like, she was like, oh, Maddie, when you gonna join the cheer team? Like, you know, giving me all of that. So I'm thinking, like, we not close, but, you know, you cool. Like, we acquaintances, you know, whatever, cool. Whole time, as soon as we broke up, she with him. Feel me? Cool. So when he moved to that school, I started seeing him as much. Mind y'all, this is when we were still together. So when we were still together, he joined that school. I wasn't seeing him as much. So I literally became a football manager, y'all. Like, just so I could see him during his practices. That's, oh my God. Just the cringe, the voices. When we had got back cool after, you know, all that happened, we got back cool. We was still talking and texting every day, and I was taking them screenshots. I knew I was going to need those screenshots. So we get to the game, whatever, we do the game or whatever. After the game, it's me, Coke, and Kay. Coke and Kay are cheerleaders, right? So I'm a manager, they're cheerleaders. So after the game, all the athletes are literally on the same hall, whatever. So I walk past them, but I stop and I talk to Coke. Kay's standing right there beside Coke, but she's like looking around, not trying to make eye contact with me because she already know. So Coke was like, oh, how you get here? I thought you wasn't coming. I thought you had no ride, whatever, something like that. And or she asked me something like, how was I getting to a party? Because Chipotle had a birthday party after that she invited me to. So we was both going to that party, both going to that game. But whatever it was, I said, oh, I'm riding with Joseph's mom. And I knew that Joseph didn't tell Kay that, oh yeah, my ex riding with me. I know he didn't say that. So, cool, you know, she walked off or whatever. We finished talking, we wrapped it up, cool. So, we go to the party. At the party, my legs are on top of his legs. I'm picking the food off his plate. We're 2 pieces of the pie. Like, it's the same. But we not together, right?
Messy.
So, we in the car after the party, and his mom is in the front seat. His little brother, who's like maybe like 2-3 years younger than him, is in the front seat, passenger side. And I'm in the back on the left. He's in the middle. His little sister's in the back on the right side. So, cool. So, we in the car. We get the kids in. You know, things get a little handsy. I'm not going to go into detail. But don't go too far because I'm a virgin. I'm 18 years old. I'm a virgin. So, calm that down wherever you're going. So,
could have left that out.
Yeah, I'm thinking, you know, okay, we working towards getting back, you know, getting back right. So, the next day, y'all, that was a Saturday. The next day, do y'all know we on the phone? He talk about, me and Kay getting more serious. Can't be getting much. Not serious enough. Not serious enough. Not after you just in the car. Yeah, right. So, you know, it was cool. You know, I was like not even listening to what he was saying. I wasn't comprehending yet. It was the voices, the parasites had me blinded. So I get to school the next day, y'all. And I hug, you know, everybody in the group. I hug Chipotle. I hug Coke. I don't hug Kay because Kay not my friend. But I also hug Joseph. Joseph, I gave him like a side hug. Not even like a I'm up here, he down here. A side hug. And Kay walked off mad or whatever. I knew I was going to hear about that later. Cool. So I went the rest of my school day. My lips are dry. I went the rest of my school day. Then I went to work. After work, I'm pumping my gas. And I get a text from him. He was like, oh, you can't be hugging up on me no more. You got me in trouble. I was like, a hug? A side hug? After we just did what we did in the car the other day. I said, if she find out what we did in the car, she's going to be sick to her stomach. What do you mean a hug? But he was like, oh, well, she wasn't my girlfriend then, but that's my girl now. And she said she don't like sharing. Literally, y'all, 2 days after we did it in the car, he literally made it official with her. Like, you know, the devil is... Yeah. What he did wrong in that moment was he left me alone in my thoughts. That's something he always does. Like, anytime we get into an argument, he's not going to be the boyfriend to say, oh, I'm so sorry, like, or oh, give me one more chance, or I'm sorry, babe, let me make it up to you. Don't go to sleep mad. No, we get into an argument, he's going radio silent. He wants somebody to chase him. I don't have a penis. Anyways, so he left me undelivered for about 3 hours after I just like gave him that piece of me. Like, this sounds crazy, but I don't really be physical. So what I didn't do much, but what I did do, like, that was sacred. And I feel like you took advantage of that. So,
oh Lord,
it was really insane. So
I thought she said after we did it in the car. And then was the mama in the car? And then now she talking about what they did was sacred. Oh, Lord. And the mama and the little baby sister in the back just, what? What the hell is the mama doing while she driving? The mama just as dumb as all outdoors. You don't see this man in the back seat all on his girlfriend in the back seat.
I was like, 3 hours, no text back. I sent all those screenshots to that girl. I don't know. I sent all those screenshots to that girl. I did. I ruined his whole night. Don't ever leave me alone with my thoughts. So after that, you know, I cut him off. She cut him off, but she got back with him like maybe a week later or whatever. So, you know, cool. That was that. So I left it there. I got me a little roster. I was doing good, you know, cool, whatever, you know. So this was like a couple months later, okay? So I had to go to UGA this one day to serve the concession stands or whatever, right? So I needed a ride. So my coach was gonna come get me, and Chipotle needed a ride too. So she drove to my house early in the morning. She drove to my house, and my coach picked me and her up from my house. So I'm in the front seat, my coach is driving, she's in the back seat. So my coach was like, oh, Maddie, like, what happened to you and Josh? You know, what happened? Like, you know, tell me what's going on, whatever. So I told her everything that I just told y'all, basically. And the best friend was like, oh, he didn't tell me all that. He just made it seem like you cheated on him. I ain't never cheated in my life on nobody. So I was like, this is news to me, but I wasn't really tripping off of it because, you know, I didn't care. Like, so I text his cousin, because me and his
Mind
cousin
you, they in the 10th grade.
So I'm like, girl, how about the best friend just told me, he talking about I'm cheating on him. I was cheating on him. She was like, oh yeah, he told us that too. Us as in who, the family? No. So that's when I texted him. I was like, somebody give me the boy number. The best friend act like she didn't want to give me the number. It's okay, because the cousin, I said, give me that number. That cousin sent me that number in 25 seconds. Before my text could deliver, she sent me the number. So I texted him. I was like, what are you talking about? I cheated on you or whatever. He was like, bro, I never said that. What I said was you would go on mute and be on the phone with somebody else on your iPad. Now, that is true, but let me address that. Anytime that I was on mute and I was talking to her on my iPad, it was either my sister or my girl best friend. I didn't have no crazy niggas, you know. The only person that like had to worry about another person in a relationship was me. I was always worried about a, but he ain't never had to worry about. It's, you know, let me just, sorry. Right, he tried to make it seem like I was on the phone with someone while I was on mute. Anytime I went on mute and was on the phone with somebody else, I told him who it was. It was either my sister or, like I said, my best friend. And I went on mute because, you know, we talk about, she probably got a nigga, you know, she's talking about, like, this her business. Like, it's just common decency. It's some shit.
Yo, mama go whoop your
that, you know, the boyfriend don't need to know about, you know. So
after she done told her she done did the nasty.
Yeah, you said someone so they could assume that it was a nigga. You trying to make me seem like something that ain't. Like, he tried to act oblivious to that stuff. So, cool. He's like, oh, I'm going to tell him not to stop saying that. I was like, all right, that's all I really care about, you know, bye. So, that was that. You know, I'm updating the cousin. I'm telling the cousin, like, what me and the boy is talking about, whatever. Because, like I said, me and the cousin still cool. So, the cousin is like, I wish I would just start over. Because I don't like K, You know me. An idiot. I was like, oh, if he dropped that girl, he got a deal. I said, if he drop her right now, he got a deal. So he goes and he texts Coke, his girl best friend, and he was like, how should I break up with Kay, whatever. I mean, the best friend said, oh, wait until y'all get into an argument and then use that as an excuse to break up with her. So that means until y'all get into an argument, I'm the side piece. I don't like that idea. I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. No. This ain't gonna work. Yeah, so he was saying wait until we get into an argument. So because they had invited me over that night, like, oh, we having a movie night. You could come to my grandma's house, whatever. So I'm trying to get from UGA to the grandma's house, but mama ended up saying like, no, you can't go over there tonight, but I'll take you over there in the morning. So I ended up not even going that next morning, anyways. But we was on the phone, whatever. You know, it was cool. We was back texting again. So then, let me think. It's the next day we was at school, and you know we was on the phone that night. You know, cool, whatever. So it was dismissed. So he was getting off of the bus that he had at the other school bus. He was getting off that bus, and he was gonna walk Kay to her bus to go home, and then he had football practice, so he was gonna go back in the building. So they walking, and y'all, it was insane to see. Like, JC, come here. I'm Kay. This him. They walking like this, and she rubbing right here. I said, that's my man back. Oh, no. I said, being a side piece ain't for me. It ain't. So I turned to my friend, and I was like, can I have the Instagram login? He was like, yeah. He asked no questions. That's what I like about him. That's what I need. That's what I need. So he gave me his login. I went home. As soon as I got off that bus at 4 o'clock, I went in that house, and I told the girl Kay, I texted her. I was like, oh, are you and Joshua still together? And, you know, she texted back fast.
Joshua, that's his name.
PTSD. So she texted back fast. She was like, yeah, why? I was like, oh, mind you, this on my friend page, not on my page. So she don't know it's me. She was, I was like, I just saw him kiss a light-skinned girl in the comments area. I made that up, y'all. He actually don't even like light skins, but I didn't know that she knew that. So she was like, are you sure? Like, he don't even usually like go for light skins. And she was like, oh, what did he have on today? Like, trying to quiz me on what he had on. I saw you at the bus stop. I was gonna guess it right anyways. He was wearing all black. So yeah, I was like, now let me tell y'all why I said that. Let me tell you why I lied. Wait, because that do sound kind of crazy. It do sound kind of crazy, like that crazy ex. But can I tell you why first? It was the delusions, the parasites, the demons. It's,
bro. She gonna be doomed for the rest of her life. She is already showing signs of ignoring red flags. They just hitting her right in the head, young whippersnapper.
Now, y'all, that's all that matters. I made it out. The Lord gonna carry you through. It's okay. Now let me tell you why I did it. He said that he needed an argument. I'm gonna give you an argument because obviously, if I say this, she gonna be like, "Who this fuck?" You know what I'm saying? You know, that's gonna start an argument. Now, if you stand on business, like you said, and you trying to like wait till you get to the argument, that means y'all gonna wrap it up now. I'm rushing you basically. Right? I don't want you to show me. So, and if you don't, you know, if you don't like try to like break it up, you trying to defend yourself. Oh no, that's not me. Why are they saying it? That let me know you're not on what you say you on. Feel me? That's like not wasting my time. You know. You know, it's all about the end. It's all about. I have a tunnel vision. You know. So. Yeah, she was like, okay, well, I'll tell you what he says after practice. So you know, I'm waiting at the phone, you know, 6:30 hit, and I'm like, all right, it's about that time. And sure enough, I got that text at 6:34. And she was like, are you sure it's him? He's saying he went straight to football practice. That's all I needed to know. You defending yourself? I'm wasting my time. Let me pack my things and go. But I was like, before I do, let me knock all this off the table. I'm knocking all this over. So I again sent them screenshots. I sent the screenshots again. Yes, I did. And let me tell y'all, actually I skipped the part because as we kept going, you know, she was like, are you sure? Because he's saying da 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 da. Like the next text was, are you friends with Madeline? Mind you, that K girl, she blocked me. And I blocked her. So she don't know who my friends was. Then the boy that I, you know, the account I'm using, he's in 9th grade. He was in 9th grade. We was in 10th. So like he not even in the radar of being our friend. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no way she would have known that was my friend. But you know who did know that was my friend? That boy. And not only did he know it was my friend, he literally said my name. Like he was probably like, oh, you know, like I think this is Madeline doing this. That how else did it come up? So yeah, cool. I ended up texting him and I was like, oh, trying to like keep my cover. I was like, oh, my friend just sent me the messages. I don't know what my friend and Kay got going on, but she sent me the message. He sent me the messages, and you defending yourself. You talk about You talking about you needed an argument. This sound like an argument to me, and you defending yourself. So what are you doing? He was like, I feel like you're trying to force my hand. And I was just like, that just let me know where your head was. You never had a plan to do that. Like, you wouldn't feel forced. That would have been your opportunity. You would have been like, oh, this is the time. If you really wanted, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, like, be for real.
He didn't want to.
I sent those messages, like I said. I sent the messages. Me and the girl got into an argument. She was like, I'm not going to argue over a 5 when I know I deserve a 10. Y'all, let's calm her down. No. She was like, oh, that just lets me know your character, that you knew we were together and you were still trying to... Girl, first of all, this ain't no house. This is a hut. This is a hut, okay? I have the mansion. This is 11 months. I built this. So I was like, and don't
the
come
delusion.
Oh, character, because you was literally sitting in my face talking about, oh, Madeline, when you gonna join the cheer team? Oh, y'all so cute. This and that. And the second we break up, you first in line. And I know the thought came across to you like, oh, that might be a little weird. And I could pretty much guarantee you that when she was talking about whatever she had planned with him, she definitely said out of her mouth, I don't owe her no loyalty. I know for sure you said something like that. So guess what? This how you don't owe me nothing? So, yeah, that was that. You know, I just wanted to like dramatically leave the scene. So, yeah, we stopped talking again. So, you know, that's when I just like, life was good. I was moving on. I had a roster. I had a roster the first time, but I had a roster the second time. Anywho. So then this was like October last year. Last October. I was at my auntie house and I had posted a TikTok, and it was like, when I get back with the love of my life, and then it had like, what's these called? The quotations? What's these called?
Tell me, cause I know.
But when I said it though, it was just content, because he was my ex and I wasn't back with him. So it was just content. But he saw it and he sent the screenshot of my TikTok to his cousin. It was like, who she talking about, with a broken heart emoji. And the cousin's gonna send me the screenshot. So, you know, I fell back in the trap. I was like, somebody said you missed me. He was like, who told you that? But yeah, I do. And then we got back together. We was together for 9 more months. So let me tell y'all why we broke up that time. So this is how I broke up with him again. So this was like a couple months later. We was like maybe like 8, 9 months in. I think we was going pretty good, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. Don't shoot me for that. But this one day I had to go on a Special Olympics like field trip, and like a group of kids had to go help these other kids like do their activities. I don't know. It was kind of, I don't know. It was confusing, but we was there, you know, and there was this boy who was on a football team, and I already knew him from when I was managing, and he was dating my homegirl, and I already didn't like him because we was always arguing when he was with my homegirl. So he got on the bus, and I could say this person's name because I already know she's not really gonna care, but I was on the bus sitting with Lauren, my friend Lauren, right? So me and Lauren was sitting on the bus, and that dude, he comes to the back. I gotta make more code names, y'all keep up. So we gonna name the boy Kenneth. Kenneth is the boy that I already didn't like. So Kenneth came to the back. He's cool with Lauren. So Lauren's on the inside, I think, and I'm on the outside. I can't remember. I was either on the inside or the outside, whatever. I think I was on the outside, and he like was leaning over me trying to dap Lauren up. So cool. After we did the little Special Olympics thing, we stopped at, I think it was Albany State College, or it might have been. It was one of the. It was one of them colleges. We stopped at one. Yeah, we got food. We stopped at one of them colleges and we ate in they like dining hall, right? So after, you know, the dining hall, you know, we leaving, everybody loading on the bus, but they left the dining hall a mess. So me and Lauren stayed behind, and we're cleaning up everybody's mess. And I already knew when I got back on that bus, my seat was going to be taken, because I sat literally the last seat in the back. That seat is the most desirable. So I already knew my seat was going to be took when I got back on the bus. So we get on the bus, and lo and behold, there's somebody in my seat. So we going to name him Miles, okay? So when I got on the bus, I was literally like, just got on that first step, and I looked, I saw he was in my seat. Me and Miles made eye contact immediately. He was looking for me, I was looking for him. And we made eye contact, and I said, you, get about that. Y'all get about that. He was like, nah, we think to the seat, we think to the seat. So I'm like, all right. So I'm not trying to do too much, because we like 20 minutes from school. Like, I'm not even going to be on the bus that long to do that, all that. So I'm like, all right, let me just go ahead and sit down. So I sit down, and I'm in the middle. Lauren is at the window, and Miles is on the end. And what's the boy, what I named him? Kenneth is now sitting in the seat with what's the girl name? Chipotle. I forgot to see how Chipotle was there too. So Chipotle was sitting by herself on the ride there, but on the ride back, my seat got took and her seat got took. So she's sitting on the inside across from me. So she texted me, and she was like, while you was going, they was talking about you. They was calling you ugly, saying, how did you pull Josh? Which I'm not gonna say what I want to say, but that's
his name is Josh.
I tilt my phone to Lauren so Lauren can read the text. You know that I'm not gonna lie. That one time, Chipotle did look out. I'm not gonna lie. That one time she did look out. You know, I'm gonna give her that. So as soon as I showed the text, Lauren was like, so who's ugly? And they all started laughing, and I was like, really like, immediately like, yeah, like, no, seriously, who? Because I'm trying to see which one of y'all call somebody else ugly? I got who? Seriously, like, we got to get us about this for real. So they all laughing, not saying nothing. I was like, all right, so let me answer y'all this. Like, okay, so how did my name even come up? Like, how was y'all even like starting to discuss me? They was like, oh, we was talking about your TikTok. Y'all are obsessed. I was like, y'all laughing? And he was like, show me a band. I said, you don't want to do that. Don't tell me to show you a band. Don't do that. Don't say that. Y'all, please. I'm begging you on my knees. Don't say that. No. You know, it wasn't nothing. So they was like, oh, the dude, Kenneth, so he been knew me. He already knew that me and Josh was together. Me and Josh been together since 9th grade. They already knew this. But he's trying to act dumb. Like, he's like, oh, you and Josh together? You and Josh together? I was like, come on, you know we was together. And he was like, call him. So I called him, right? And Josh is literally on the phone laughing with them. And they was like, Josh, you dated her? And he was like, yeah. And he was like, what's funny? Like, he don't know what's going on. Like, so I'm literally arguing with like 4 dudes on the bus. I ended up getting into it with these girls too about a misunderstanding. It was, so my boyfriend at the time, he was running track because football season was over. So they had a track group chat. They're literally in the track group chat, and in the track group chat, talking about me like, oh, Josh, get your girlfriend, get your troll girlfriend. Oh, she cook when she get to school tomorrow. Y'all, I'm looking at a whole bunch of great messages. They sending everything. Do you know Josh is in the group chat? My boyfriend is in the group chat while they're saying this, and he didn't send not one blue message, y'all. He didn't say nothing, not no. Even if you don't want to argue with all of them, not even know y'all chill out, ain't that deep, like nothing. So I told my brother, cause like, come on now.
Red flags.
You was not finna come a nigga talking about I'm cooked when I get to school tomorrow. Cook me with what? Am I fried? Am I like my baked? Like, tell me what. So I immediately called my brother. He was like, let me know so I can book this flight. My brother was like, when I was telling him everything that happened on the bus, he was like, okay, so when this was happening, where was Josh? And I was like, he wasn't at the school. And he was like, okay, where is he now? And I was like, I had no answer. Where is he? I don't know. I don't know. So the next day after, you know, they said, oh, somebody was like, oh, I got 6th period with her. She cooked when she get to school tomorrow. So Josh's family was going out of town that weekend. So if he would have went with them, he would have missed school. Like, he wouldn't have been there. But he stayed home from wherever they was going to protect me or be there just in case something happened. Even though y'all, like, he's only at my school 1st period. So even if you do go to school, even if you did stay home, it was still nothing you could do for me because you don't go to my school. Like, that would have been for nothing. You should just went. Because, like, what is that going to do? You know, they didn't have to do nothing, of course. So, obviously, like, everything that happened in the past and then this, like, I'm shaking. I don't know why. I felt like, obviously, like, come on now. I'm rethinking, you know, do I need to be with him? My brother was like, nah, you don't need to be with him. If he not there, like, what he here for? So, you know, after a couple days, you know, it was marinating for a little bit, and then I broke up with him at 2 o'clock in the morning. Let me tell you what happened. Let me think. So a couple of days after, maybe a week or two, maybe not even 2, a week and some change, maybe after, you know, that whole thing happened on the bus, and he didn't really, like, defend me or anything. Like, it was like 2 in the morning, and my hair was done, my nails were done. And I was strong enough, and I broke up with him at 2 a.m. Now that sounds bad because he actually had to wake up to that. But I was trying to be, like, cordial about it. I was trying to, like, have a serious conversation and be mutual and say, yeah, we need to part ways. But he felt like I was just breaking up with him for no reason. Like, I was just looking for a reason to break up with him. Like, my reason didn't mean. Oh, yeah. So it started off like me trying to, like, be cordial, but he started, like, going up. And y'all, before I knew, I was in the middle of the hallway, and I was, like, yelling at my phone.
I remember that.
I was like, what are you talking about? I was doing voice messages and sending them to him. It was bad. This girl told my friend that Chipotle was mad when I broke up with him. Now, you as the best friend, why would you be mad that I broke up with him? I'm the girlfriend. I can break up with him. And you supposed to like girls. What are you mad about? I'm confused. Like, what? And they wouldn't leave me alone. Like, they was stalking my page. Like, it was bad. Every little thing I did, they trying to, like, I don't know. They thought they was drinking tea. They drinking piss. Look, they trying to be investigators and assuming the wrong thing. It was bad. So, you know, that was that. I'm letting it go. A couple days later, me and the cousin was talking again, and I was just telling the cousin why I broke up with him, because I couldn't get it out when I was trying to tell it to him. Like, he was just too big, thinking that I was just looking for a reason to go or whatever. So when I told her basically, like, I felt like I loved him more than he loved me. Like, I'm always the one chasing after him. Like, I literally just went through all that, texting off of somebody else's page. Like, I'm doing all of this. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, it shouldn't be like that. I said I felt like I loved him more than he loved me. So I guess the cousin told him or showed him a message or something. But a couple days later, like at like 11 something at night, I was doing my homegirl hair, and he was like, so hashtag we back talking? I said hashtag always. So we were together till now. So let me tell you why we broke up this time.
The delusion.
It was like a Tuesday from 4 p.m. on the Tuesday till Wednesday at like 1:58, 1:59 p.m. I hadn't heard no texting, no calls, no going to sleep on the phone. It was none of that. Radio silent, right? So when I went to his house that next day, I was on live telling my live that, like, I hadn't talked to him for all this amount of time, and he's right there, and they, like, I'm laughing about it, but they're like, girl, check that phone. So, you know, I wasn't really even, like, paying attention to. I wasn't really like, I need to check the phone, you know, whatever. But I was just like, wow. I told him that they were saying for me to check his phone, but he was sitting across the room. So when I was acting like I didn't care or I didn't want to see the phone, he could have been deleting stuff right then. But, you know, I was acting like I didn't care, like I didn't want to look at the phone. And then, you know, as time went on, I just got to thinking, and it pissed me off. So I said, give me that phone. So he gave me the phone. I went in the bathroom. So I looked at the call log first. I didn't see anything. I went to the messages, and I'm not seeing much. I'm seeing the mama, the cousin, the brother. You know, I'm like not seeing nobody. But then I was like, let me look up my name. Don't do that, because I lost like 10 pounds. I looked up my name in that phone. I was torn, y'all. I was torn. I was tight. It was insane. So the first thing I saw when I was looking through that phone, it was a text between him and Chipotle. Now let me just give you a little more, let me give you more backstory on Chipotle. Like Chipotle, we literally had the same class together. I would have thought we was friends. This is why this came as a shock to me. You feel me? Me and Chipotle sat, we had first period together. We sat together during first period. I got a new phone. I got the iPhone 15 Plus. And she had the 13, and my old phone was the 13. She wanted all of my iPhone 13 cases. I'm thinking we cool. She was like, Malin, bring the cases. I'm buying her drinks. It's crazy out here. I click on one of the messages that says my name, and it's between Josh and Chipotle, the gay girl best friend. It's a message between them two. And this one day I didn't come to school, but we had a project in that first period class. So I'm gonna just read y'all what the text said. So the text was like, it was Chipotle said, oh, why my teacher just came to me and said you need to help Maddie with her project. The next text in capital letters drawn out, she said, sorry for cursing, she said, fuck no. A whole bunch of N's, a whole bunch of O's, a bunch of FUCKs. But to me, y'all, that's not what she's giving me. That's not what she's giving me in person. She's saying that in the messages, but like she wasn't acting like that towards me in real life. That's what it was like. So cool, right? He was like, I know that's my best friend. Oh my God. Another text was like, oh yeah, I think that's why Maddie was so easy to let go of, because she never let me hit. This is him talking to somebody. I don't know if it was the best friend or not. I think it was Chipotle. I'm not sure though. Don't quote me on that. But he saw it. I showed him the message. He saw it. He know what I'm talking about. So, it was like Maddie was easy to let go of because she never let me hit. I said, well, I be doggy. I'm glad I ain't let you hit. What? That is insane to see, y'all. That is insane to see. Like, I thought, like, in a weird way, I felt like the reason why I kept going back so many times is because I felt like I had he was a good person, and that's rare to come across. Like, if I go out in these streets, they gonna mess me up. The dreadheads, and it's vicious out there. So I was like, I need to just stick with him. He's sweet. He wouldn't do this. But y'all, it's like an eye-opener to act.
Pause for the cause. The sister been eating throughout this entire story time. She been in the kitchen. She been in the man. Just, girl, you too skinny to be eating this much.
Actually see somebody do something you would never thought they would do. You never thought they would do that. Like, that's I was really just like astonished, y'all. I was astonished. I didn't have nothing to say. Then this is also something that, you know, got me a little crazy, but I'm gonna try to be a little not tell his business so much. So I saw another text that was like, you got one body, right? And it's Maddie. I'm a virgin, y'all. It ain't me. Can't be me. So mind y'all, in 9th grade, he was a virgin then. And when we got back together, I asked him, are you still a virgin? He told me yes. So at this time that I'm going through the phone, to my knowledge, he's still a virgin. So I'm reading the message. He was like, no, I got a body, but it's not Maddie. He was like, it's some girl. She not from here. Keep in mind, y'all, this happened when we was 16. I found out when we was 17. Then I'm okay, that's another thing I saw on the phone. Okay, let's keep going. The next thing I saw on the phone was something like, don't worry about Maddie, you got this girl now. So y'all remember Lana? She was like, don't worry about Maddie, you got Lana now. So then there's another text that says something about I had a dream about Lana. You had a dream about a bitch? Oh Lord. So let me tell y'all what happened when I got back in that room. When I got back in that room, y'all, it was silence for about 5 minutes straight. He was like, what's wrong with you? Like trying to see what was wrong with me. And I was just like, I'm trying to punch you in your mouth a little bit. So now let me just say this. I do have the the voice recording. So if anybody get on here talking about I'm lying, this didn't happen, I got it on recording. So let's not do that, okay? So I went in there and I was like, so what's this about you not being a virgin or whatever? He was like, oh, so when we had broke up for that long time, we broke up for a year. I said, okay, I don't remember that, but okay, go ahead, continue. I don't remember it being a year, but okay, go ahead. And he was like, I had got a relationship with this girl and I went to her house and she did give me head. I said, okay, but this text right here says a body. I said, do you know what a body is? He was like, yeah. I was like, okay, so you got to go a little bit deeper than that because head ain't no body. So let's keep going. Let's dig deeper. Yeah, let's dig deeper. So he was like, yeah, so we did do whatever. So I was like, okay, so why when I asked you, you lied about it? You told me that you were still a virgin. He was like, oh, because nobody knew about her and it was easy for me to forget about it. He said something like that. I don't know, something stupid like that. So I was like, he said something like he didn't want to tell me because he knew it was going to hurt my feelings. I was like, you don't think it would have hurt worse if I would have been under the impression that we're still both virgins and I would have gave you that, thinking that we sharing a special moment, and I find out later on, after I done gave it up, that I'm not the first? I said, you don't think that would have hurt more? He was like, yeah. Whole time I'm talking to him, y'all, he acting like a bad kid. Like, he not looking at me. He looking at over here at the TV. The TV off. Nothing is on the TV, y'all. Nothing is even on the TV. He just looking at the TV. Every time I ask him a question, he not answering. You about to get punched. So I'm like, all right, let's just get past that. So I show him all the messages of him talking about me. In the messages, I'm like, so what's this? He was like, oh, I was just mad because I didn't understand why we broke up. Okay, cool. So then I was like, so you had a dream about this person. I was like, who's Lana? I was like, show me. So he goes on his phone, y'all. Why the girl he pull up on his phone is my cheer sister, y'all. She on the same cheer team as me. I said, do you know we on the same cheer team? He was like, yeah, I know.
Got her looking like a whole damn fool.
I don't want you to, I said, I'm not playing. You not breathing the same air as her. We not doing this. I said, y'all not even going to be in the same room. That's it. That's all. So he had a group chat and he had a group chat. I said, lead this group chat too. Lead this group chat too. He was like, okay, so you know, what we doing? Like, what's happening after this? Like, trying to see if I'm going to break up with him. I said, I don't know. I don't know. So then I went home or whatever. I was distant for a couple days and he sent me this paragraph and he was like, I know you feel like I don't love you or something like that. He was like basically saying he gonna make it up to me. Girl, you know niggas. Yeah, the works. So I forgave him. That was that. Okay, so cool. Fast forward to now. Let's go back to the best friend right quick. Let's go revisit Chipotle. Chipotle, like I said, y'all, she was weird. She kissed him on the cheek in 9th grade. In front of me, knowing that I was the girlfriend. They got pictures. They always posting pictures. He posts me. He posts her more than he posts me. I was like, this the girlfriend. The grandma of the baby. The grandma of the baby.
The baby mama.
Like, they always posting each other. He sleep on her shoulder on the bus in one picture. They in his bed under the covers. They was like, oh, we was facing opposite sides. I wouldn't even been in the bed with a nigga. Come on now, how that sound? liking girls or not. Liking girls or not. It's just about the boundaries. Like, come on, like, be for real. Like, what? Who's actually gonna like? That's just to let you know about, you know, Chipotle. What I mean, like, she's being weird. Like, okay, so let's keep going.
Chipotle
So,
let him hit.
I told him about Lana. It was cool. Me and Lana, even though I knew that I don't know. I don't really know the extent of how deep Lana was into it, or if she even thought of him in that way or not. We never talked about it, but me and Lana stayed cool. I was never being weird to her. She was actually one of the closest ones that I got, you know, close to on my cheer team. So, like, to this day, when we on the bus, I'm sitting with her, or I'm sitting with my other homegirl, but I'm sitting with one of them. Like, we were still close. I wasn't being weird to Lana because it's never the girl, it's always the nigga. So, cool. So, imagine my surprise, you know. Just imagine my surprise when Sunday night, we on the phone. He tells me, oh, he went to the fair with this friend group. I knew that it was 3 girls he went with. It was him and 3 other girls. It was Chipotle, Lana, and this other girl, I don't know her name. So, he went to the fair with them 3 girls. Now, when he said this to me, he said Lana's name, but I'm just thinking, like, I know you're not talking about the Lana that I just thought it was a different Lana, y'all, because, like, no way you would just tell the truth like that, you know? At least be sneaky, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah. So I was a little like, you know, just this look right here, like, just by the fact that it was 3 girls and 1 dude, you know, cool. But, you know, the next day, I'm doing good. Like, I'm getting up, I'm washing clothes, my room is clean, I'm changing my cat litter, taking a shower. I was good, and then I had to poop, y'all. So I'm on the toilet pooping. And I'm on Instagram looking at everybody's story. Y'all, I had just followed Lana back on my spam because I didn't know it was her page. So I followed her back on my spam, y'all. And do you know that was just in the nick of time, because the post, when I saw it 21 hours ago, it was almost time to go. It was finna go. It was finna disappear. So I look on the story, y'all, and it's a picture of the Lana that I thought it was. the Lana that I thought it was. Chipotle and the other girl and him, they all posing in the picture. She talk about 4 out of 4 with a red heart. I know that's not the Lana that... Baby, we already talked about this. So, the next post, y'all, was, you know, on a ride, you know, it's 2 to a seat. So, why any other time, Josh and Chipotle are inseparable. 2 peas in a pod, thick as thieves, always together. When you see her, you see him. When you see him, you see her. All of a sudden now, you don't want to sit with Chipotle. You want to sit with Lana. No, you don't want to sit with your best friend. Not your bestie. You want to sit with Lana. Niggas. Lana and him are in the video, sitting beside each other in the thing. Chipotle and the other girl sitting in the back in another cart. What?
They was on a double date.
Hey, this your friend? What you doing? So I texted him and I was like, so when you said it was 3 girls, I was already kind of pissed. Matter of fact, I can actually show y'all. I'm gonna show y'all. These the text. I scratched the girl name out, but paused to read. So after maybe an hour or 2 of him not responding, I was like, what? So I called him and he was acting like he was asleep, like, huh, what, So I was like, read my text. He was like, I am. I promise y'all, he was sitting there, and we were sitting there in silence for 7 minutes. I said, that text wasn't even that long. I don't even know what you pondering about, because that text wasn't that long. Come on, be for real. So I called him, he acting like he was asleep. He couldn't speak English. He didn't know what was going on around him. I promise y'all, we sat in silence for about 7 minutes. I'm letting him try to read the message. The message wasn't even that long. You shouldn't even be taking that long to read it. So I was like, well, since you don't got nothing to say, let me just ask you this. Any other time you and Chipotle, 2 peas in the pod, y'all always sitting together, but now you don't want to sit with Chipotle on this ride. No, you want to ride with Lana. He was like, no, I just sat down and she just sat down beside me. What was I supposed to do? I said, you could have got up, but I'm gonna let you have that one. Answer me this: how you even end up in a situation to be at the fair at the same time as her? This is a meetup. Y'all planned this. So how did this happen? Like, if like, didn't I just tell you? Like, come on now. I want to pluck him on his forehead. Like, what are you doing? So he sat there in silence. I was like, exactly. That's weird. Like that, and I hung up. So I hung up in his face after, you know, that little first one. Then I called back, and I was like, let me just kill you while I'm here. I was like, and let me just say this. I don't know what kind of step bro porno you and Chipotle got going on, but y'all gonna wrap this up because this ain't normal. You post her more than you post me. I said, y'all ain't no reason why you should be laying in the bed with her under the covers. This is getting insane. I heard his mouth open on the other line, and he was about to say, Chipotle like girls. Don't tell me that, because girls have cheated on their girlfriends with niggas before. So like, come on, that's not a good enough excuse for me. I need something more. I need more than that. So I was like, y'all need to chill out, because that's not normal. So then I hung up again, and do y'all know that was Monday night? And do you know it's Thursday? I haven't heard nothing. But yesterday, after I didn't hear anything, I texted him and I was like, and then you're not even trying to like make it right? Not even like, oh, I'm sorry, or try to talk to me about it. None of that. You going MIA? But I'm the one that's always trying to leave. You're not giving me a reason to stay. Like, what? So after he wasn't saying nothing, I said, and then you're not even trying to make it right? Don't worry about it. It's over with. So a couple hours later, he hearted the message. He didn't even say nothing. I was like, so
she was like, oh, that's my chance to get back.
Girl. Well, I was on live and she was like with me, and I told my live why. Like, I just told them basically only just that little part, that, you know, why we broke up this time. I had code names. I was respectful. My friend, I was like, I need a name for Chipotle, and she was like, oh, she said some name, like trying to be funny about it. But I was like, no, I'm not even telling this story trying to be like messy. I'm just trying to tell them like literally like what just happened to me. So we made up a name. Her name was Red. We named her Red because I wasn't even on that. But I woke up today, and do you know Chipotle gonna post on her notes, oh, don't use code name, say it with your chest. Because I went on my notes and I was like, I said what I said, Chipotle. I said her name though in capital letters. She texted me. We got into a quick little argument. I'm not gonna argue back and forth with you. Like, she was like, oh, I'm a clown. I'm insecure, and I'm just looking for any reason to leave. Girl, y'all are insane. Y'all are insane. This is like brainwashing. So she was like, say it with your chest. So I said it with my chest, because y'all going viral now. If it ain't my chest, then what is it? They talking about, oh, she letting TikTok get to her head or whatever, something like that. Baby, this is my job. This is literally my job. I've been doing this. We've been through this. Like, come on now. I'm gonna make this money. I want to make this money. I want to make this money. I am. And they posting talking about, oh, she talking about TikTok and we getting, what they say? You know me with the screenshot. She's talking about we graduating with cord. She must think she getting a TikTok cord. Baby, don't nobody care about no cord. First of all, I'm not even going to college. So what is the cord going to do for me? I'm going into the Air Force. Keep the cord. And anyways, I can go on Amazon and buy me 1,000,000 cords. What are you talking about? All I did, I post my money. I'm sorry, I did. I posted my money. I posted the bands. I did post them bands. And I added the sound that said, laughing to the bank. And I said, mute my little TikTok check. Y'all be talking about TikTok this, TikTok that. Y'all tuned in. Now what? You just made me a bag. Me just telling that story right there. Bag. Pay it again. It's going to be a great October. Talking about a TikTok cord. Girl. So yes, guys, that's my story. Hope you guys enjoy. Give me your feedback. If I was wrong in one instance, just let me know. I take full responsibility for being absolutely psychotic for this man. But, you know, yeah. So, y'all let me know if I'm wrong. Like, I'm very self-aware. Just let me know. Let me know. Be real. Be real.
What it do, everyday people, man? It's your boy PJ. Today we back with another lit video. We back in the confessional, and yes, we staying lit, big dog, man. Shout out to my everyday people who rock with me every day. Shout out to my player partner, Lucky Wheels of Deals. He keeps it lit. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to this video. Let me know what y'all think about it in the comment section. All right, hit the link below. Got Opulence Scents. Okay, check those candles out. The link is in the description. Let me know what y'all think about it. Now, when I first cut this on, of course, I heard the first one. It was like, why the F did I get married? So I was like, another story time. Let's check it out. Saved it on my little bookmarks. Came back to it. Started listening. This chick said, when I was in ninth grade, like, what? What? Bro, I'm finna react to a damn kid. I was like, oh, Lord. But anyway, I was already like 30 seconds, a minute in. I was just like, well, let's see what he talking about. I mean, what could be, what's the worst that could happen, okay? Not like I'm trying to be a pervert or anything. But, so I was listening. As I'm listening to the story, I realized women, y'all's delusion starts in high school. Y'all don't be grown and be delusional. Y'all be delusional kids, okay? A nigga could tell you anything. I got 3 girl best friends. Nigga, if he got more than 1 female best friend, he either gay or fucking 1 or 2 of them. Okay? Like, come on now, sister. You got to be more smarter than that. She talking about she ain't going to college. No, you should not. If you couldn't see that coming, you do not belong in college, okay? Yeah, go ahead and go to the Air Force, sister, because be all that you can be. Cause, and I hope you ain't into reading people, because, Lord, you did not read that guy, okay? Read the room, read a book, you didn't read nothing. Anyway, Chipotle was holding it down for a while, and then she wasn't. I wonder what the secret name was. That would have been funny, because they was trying to, throw some jabs at her. But I believe it has something to do with her being a carbon muncher. Okay. So the boyfriend is a certified F-boy. From the time he was a freshman till today, present day, he's still a F-boy. And I don't think he's mature enough to be with a woman. I remember back in high school, and another reason why I wanted to listen to this, because it just brought me back to high school, and I used to think, damn, I didn't have a girlfriend all through high school. Not at my school, at least. I had girlfriends here and there, but for the most part, it was a girl who lived across the street from me that I used to sleep with all the time. And people who know, but my mom and them didn't know, because I wouldn't tell them. But the girl, I know she had 1 kid by the time she was 15. So by the time she was 16, I was in and out that thing all the day long, every other day, like every other day. Man, my balls was drained every other day when I go play basketball, be loose, you know what I'm saying? I get out of basketball practice, go shower at her house, tear something up, walk to the house, I'll be good. Mama and them be like, how was practice? Great. So yeah, I wasn't a virgin in high school. And I think I was like 14, 15 when I started that. But yeah, we was wilding. So pretty much I didn't have no girlfriend through high school, so I didn't go through these emotions with a girl and, you with me and you can't talk to her and all that. I didn't know nothing about that. I was just like, I had that chick that I used to go see every day. But once I got to more, I started seeing people be in relationships since middle school. We've been together since 5th grade, and we've been off and on. I'm like, why are you with this same person? Like, you ain't trying to test no other water out. You just gonna be with you. You claim this person right here. Oh man, and they used to have domestic violence and stuff like that in high school, and I used to be like, bro, these chicks is not even worth it. Okay, she went and cheated with your best friend. Now you fighting her and you sleeping with the other girl, and then 2 weeks later y'all back together. And I be like, what kind of stuff is this? I said, I ain't dating none of these chicks. Then also another thing that came around is everybody messed with everybody. First this girl with her, then this girl with him, then this girl with him, then this girl with him. And the guy, he with her, then he with her, then he with her. And then another girl, she with him, she with him. It was just like everybody was sharing girlfriends. And it'd be friends in the same circle, just once or twice removed from this girl sleeping with the last friend. So it's like, what the hell? I was like, I can't get with these. I never talked to any girl in high school when I went out to more high school. I just wasn't interested. And so there you have it. I was like, so everything she's telling me, I'm getting the experience from the outside looking in like, yo, are you serious? Like, this man is clearly doesn't want to be with you. He's clearly talking shit behind your back. He's clearly sleeping with his friend Chipotle, who's supposed to be gay. Okay, clearly. But your delusion, and I want to chalk this up to her being young and dumb. But when I get on her and I see a 34-year-old woman crying because some man that did her wrong, and she detailing the whole story, how he done tricked her into getting married, and then he got 2 secret babies and all this stuff, and I'll just be like, y'all don't get out of it. At no point do y'all women just be like, you know what? I'm out of my delusional stage. Some of y'all be delusional all the way up into your 50s and 60s. I mean, you just watch the Pop the Balloon Challenge. Just watch Kevin Samuels. Just watch some of these red pill contents where you got older women that come on and or even Kendra G. Watch Kendra G. You'll see some of these women and men come on there delusional as hell, thinking they can get more than what they're afforded to. Like, if you look like a 3 or 4 or 5, you better have some money, because you won't get anything other than a 3, 4, or 5. And a woman will be like, oh, I don't have to date for looks. You know why? Because she wants somebody to take care of her. So yeah, she's not going to date for looks. She want any man that's willing to spend the bag. So she's not going to date for looks. But men, we not like that. We ain't looking for the bag. We looking for some coochie. And we want the best that we can find. So if she ugly or average, or she got a big booty, or she got some big breasts, whatever stimulates us sexually will get our attention first. We don't even look how much a woman make. Women be like, if he ugly, I'm not going to talk to him. So if he ugly, he not going to talk to him. But he could be not ugly and not have no money, and she won't talk to him. But he could be ugly with money, and she'll talk to him. And if he pretty with money, yeah, sister, that's how y'all want him. So anyway, this high school story got me going. I was just like, man, it's long, it's drawn out, but it's content. So pray for the girl that she wake up out of her delusional state of mind and get her life in order. Everyday people, like, comment, and subscribe. I'm going to holler at you later. Peace.